Welcome to BoI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayande. Today on the show, we continue our coverage of the Bank of Industry's intervention in Nigeria's creative industry. Lufodo Productions, which is our next port of call, produces media content for theatre, radio, screen and documentary and is owned by Nigerian veteran actors Olu Jacobs and Joker Silva. They came in contact with the Bank of Industry under very interesting circumstances, and that has helped Lufodo develop multi-level capacities over the years. I dropped by at the Lekki office of Lufodo Productions, where I met the executive director, Joker Silva. She tells me how the BoI Intervention Fund has empowered them, created more opportunities, as well as made dreams come true, not just for Lufodo Productions, but also for others in the different value chains of the film and theatre industry in Nigeria. Enjoy the conversation.
Nigeria records post-harvest losses and wastages annually in the agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation, with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro-processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
The second round of the Bank of Industry Youth Entrepreneurship Support Program, YES program, is now open to young entrepreneurs within the age bracket of 18 to 35 years. To apply, kindly visit www.onlineregportal.com/dashboard/YES program. Application closes on the 17th of July 2016. Hurry now!
My children, whom did they offend?
Nobody, just victims of war. Both us and the JTF fire shells. Now I cannot tell whose shell landed on which school. Again, I am sorry.
Joker Silva, thank you for coming on BoI Weekly.
Thank you, Kayode. Thank you.
Now tell me, what are you about at Lufodo Productions?
Lufodo group of companies, as we are now called, is a multifaceted company. It started out as enterprises years ago when we were, as actors, my husband and myself, we set it up about 1984, 85 was when we set it up. And then we, as actors, we were looking at, doing other businesses just to make ends meet. And but we kind of found that we were not comfortable in that space. And so we honed in on our specialty, which was production. So there was Lufodo, apart from Lufodo Enterprises, we now set up Lufodo Productions, and with Lufodo Productions, we then produced plays for various platforms, whether it was television, whether it was theater, and, when it became more affordable to do film, we also ventured into film. And we also have Lufodo Academy of Performing Arts, which at the moment is reorganizing, but for Lufodo Academy of Performing Arts, because we always felt that in Nigeria we train people, a lot of people are university trained in theater arts, but coming into the industry always tends to be a bit difficult, and so they find that we lose them, let me put it that way. We lose them to the corporate world. So they're usually in the offices of banks and things like that, you know, the media space.
Oh, Jordan, will you please settle down and tell me what the problem is?
No, Mom, your Clara is the problem.
How can you make such a statement? That beautiful woman you married, you refer to as a problem?
You're a veteran in the industry and you must have worked on several projects belonging to other people. Why did you feel the need to have your own production house?
Because there were some projects we wanted to do that that other people were not doing. For example, now, like I told you, the enterprises started 84, 85. That's when my husband wrote a musical way back then called Holy Child. Holy Child had been in, he'd actually started working on it about 83, 82, 83. And, you know, that was one of our first productions, The Holy Child. It was a Christmas story, a musical. Antitawa Ajayi said calls it a panto, you know, and it was the story that just explores this idea of this young girl getting pregnant in a village, you know, in a village that had very strict moral values, and she's not married yet. Her intended has had no intimacy with her, and yet she says she's pregnant, you know. So how did she cope? How did he cope? You know, that's what the musical explores, and we ran it for about 3 years, you know. I guess that's why Lufodo started, because there were stories we just wanted to do that others were not doing.
How did your relationship with the Bank of Industry start? What's the history?
Our coming together was in preparation for the 2012 Olympics. Yes, that's how we came together. Bank of Industry was shopping around for consultants. So they had gotten some, but they wanted more consultants, you know. So we were asked to bid, to, to consult for them for the 2012 Olympics, because for them, and I think it's important to mention this, the then MD, Miss Evelyn Uputu, is very arts, is a great appreciator of the arts, and also not only appreciating it, but looking for ways of making it sustainable. And that was the drive, and also the thought of using our culture to sell Nigeria. So that was our first meeting. That was the first time we met, and of course, putting all that together, we now learned about what the Bank of Industry did. I think we were one of the first that they would give that kind of facility to, but it was easier for them because they had worked with us with the Olympics, and then it was because sometimes with the arts you're kind of looking for something tangible to hold on to and things like that. And the beauty of it is that it has helped us to stay afloat.
Adi, will you pick that too?
You love Adi. Now don't start with Juru now. Juru don't start. Adi.
I can see it. You give me a pick too, just to sit there.
So what I was supposed to do?
You're supposed to give her pick.
You play your own. Who's playing now?
What do you want?
You're supposed to ask.
General market.
Hold on. She's supposed to ask.
Play game.
Ask what?
Ask. That's a what?
What do you
want?
Well, you guys are playing this all
What
wrong.
do you want? Hello. Hi. Are you lost?
You feel handle this kind of wahala, so?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. Is there anything I can do or anyone I can call?
There's nothing you can do. There's no one you can call. I have no one. I've lost everything.
Many artistic people are not necessarily talented when it comes to running businesses, but they are involved in businesses, you know, and we see that a lot of them actually struggle to earn a living by themselves, running their own thing. What's the solution to this struggle? How can these artistic people benefit from the business that they are sort of involved in?
To be honest with you, artistic people are not and do not have to be business people. Honestly, they don't have to be. It's to have the management. As an artistic person, by the time you have launched into the mainstream, by the time you have a following, you become a brand. There's a management that should be behind that brand, that should help it to look after the business aspect. For us in Nigeria at the moment, there's a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of doing too about it in the management space, you know, business management space, you know. But not enough people are prepared to work with the managers of artists.
Why so?
Because they feel that, the thing is this, if you talk to the artist directly, that, oh, I want to use you in this project thing, the artist wants to work. That's the joy of his life, you know. But, and at the time they're negotiating, they're just saying, okay, look, let some money come in. But what your manager is there to say, okay, yes, let some money come, but you have bills to pay. So let's make sure that for this length of time, when you are engaged in this, you not only have money to, you not only have cash flow, you have enough to make you liquid until the next project. Do you understand? That's what your management team does. And also what your management team does is to see where your brand can also, you know, branch into, you know. So we're getting there. We're getting there, I should say, you know.
Now, I knew it was sort of pretty at the beginning when you had that first relationship with the Bank of Industry, when you consulted for them, and then you realized that it was possible for you to get loans from the Bank of Industry. And of course, based on your pedigree, it was easy to say, okay, let's see how that works out. But I want you to tell me what the